Hello, everybody, and welcome to the List Critics. I am your faithful servant. Actually, I'm not really, but I am Tanya. It's been a long time for me since I have been on List Critics. And
That's
with
true.
me, of course, is the host of List Critics, the person of the face, the man, the myth, the legend, NecroVMX.
How am I going to live up to that? Jesus Christ. And not counting Potato Cast, this is the first video that we're doing with the new audio setup, and Tanya was just telling me how good it sounds.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, you should get one of these stands, Tanya, I'm telling you. Because we have the same mic.
We do. I have a blue snowball as well, guys.
Yeah. So we're going to begin as we normally do, and like just to let everybody know, where has List Critics been? Because people have been asking me on Discord and every single person involved in List Critics was working on Sanctus Mortem.
Pretty much, yeah.
So let's not distract. Let's not let anything distract from the fact that Sanctus Mortem is only $10 on Steam.
I love the plug. That was great, by the way.
Wait, just to tell you, Tanya, and the people out there listening, we were on Discord once, and we were having a discussion about something that I said in a video once, where I said you never should trust somebody that is trying to sell you something. Somebody brought that up, and I said it's true. If somebody's trying to sell you something, they're lying, and they're not being truthful. And let's not let this distract you from the fact that Sanctus Mortem is only $10 on Steam. Like, with no irony, I went right into the plug. You know, they appreciated what I was saying.
Hey, you know what? We're business people. This is what we do, you know? Come on.
Wait until you guys hear the play. So anyway,
by the way, just as an aside, I real quick, I can't wait to hear the play. I personally can't.
I'm actually going to start writing the screenplay like tomorrow. So
awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna start. But and by the way, on the Discord and I'm telling everybody this, including you, Tanya, there is a Sanctus Mortem play channel where all the updates are posted and everything. So you should totally check that out. But anyway, we're going to begin the List Critics as we normally do with 21 instances of Tumblr getting deep. Yes, it's still a thing.
Wow, geez, it's been so long for me. Okay.
I know. I didn't realize until how long we've been doing Tumblr Gets Deep and Twitter jokes until I went back to like an old episode and we began like that, and I was like, wow. But here we go. Here's number 21. So this starts with, have you ever seen this show, this Lazy Town show?
Lazy Town? No.
I thought maybe you have a little one there. I thought maybe it's this kids show from like the early 2000s where there's like this little girl and then there's this, it's all about exercise. It's so weird. So anyway, it shows a picture from that, and Tamaratizia says, Stephanie invited Robbie to Ziggy's birthday party, and he was just so happy and excited to go. He's not even making any evil plans this time. Look, he got all dressed up and brought his own little party hat, and he's so nervous about it. Oh my God, Robbie. I'm really glad Tumblr seems to agree with me that this is the most adorable thing to ever happen in the history of ever.
Okay.
I guess the villain had a pet the dog moment.
I guess so.
I don't know. I don't. I saw a little like clip of that show once, and I was like, "This is insanity." Number 20, Evie learns French. Says, "Can someone just explain French to me?" And Marked by X says, "It's Spanish, but you speak it in cursive."
Okay, that gave me a little.
There's a lot. There's a bit more, but I'm just like processing that, and that's actually pretty clever. And then Celtic Pyro says, "You have 11 letters. You pronounce 4 of them."
Yeah.
Future Bard Allen says, "Learn to speak Spanish, now learn to speak Italian. Now subtract the Spanish from the Italian. You are left with French." These are all very accurate, too.
They're all very accurate, yeah, I will say, yeah.
I am not Swarly says Latin, but then make it fashion.
You're going to get my foot in your butt.
And we're getting the foot in the butt on List Critics. And those are smaller agent says, cover the second half of the word, squint, and pronounce only the vowels you think you see. And the High Priestess of Ever Serate, whatever that says, is gargling, but with air.
Okay, that one I like.
Should ask Julie. She speaks French. We'll see if she thinks these are accurate. Number 19. So does Jesse, actually. So Starfoozle says, "Oh my God." This is number 19. "Oh my God. So my mom has proposed a total ban on political debates on Thanksgiving, and she intends to enforce this by not only putting up a sign at the dinner table, but by also arming everyone with cheap plastic kazoos, which we will toot aggressively if the discourse begins to occur. I'm so glad." And then Celtic Pyro says, bad and naughty discoursers must be silenced by the kazoo of civility.
The kazoo of civility.
I love that. We should do that.
Great.
In my family, every time my aunt mentions gluten, we all, you know. So number 18, there's these two pictures that show this little boy carrying this puppy that's about the size of him, and then this adult man carrying what I assume is the same dog grown to adult man size, and he's still carrying it. And Bill Sheet says before and after. And Cry Daisy says the ratio of dog to boy stayed constant. That's so cute. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Okay.
Dog boy.
Number 17, Punks and Cannonballers says, no Earth spoilers, please. I'm only up to the Cambrian explosion.
Oh my goddess.
And then they reply to themselves and says, I'm really loving these new dinosaur characters. I hope they stick around a while. And then they reply to themselves again and say, oh, fuck off.
Okay. Yeah.
I guess they found out about the dinosaurs.
My brain went, wait, what?
The slide whistle here is Tanya's brain exiting her body.
Yeah.
Oh, I think the little one wants to say night-night too.
Good night, baby. I love you.
I'm gonna go to bed.
You want to say goodnight to everybody on YouTube? Say goodnight, YouTube.
Good night, YouTube.
Oh, I'm slain by the cuteness. I am slain by the cuteness. Insanity. Wow.
That was Ava's debut on YouTube.
No, I think her debut was 1-2
Actually, yeah, it was.
All right, number 16. Follow the Bluebell says, so we've tried explaining vaccines using science, and that scared people. But what if, instead, we told them the vaccines actually contain magic rocks or healing energy? We left this rabies vaccine in the light of a full moon to cleanse it, so it's safe. Everyone knows about the link between rabies and full moons. You know, as much as I'm against anything anti-scientific, I'm for that if it gets people to vaccinate themselves.
Oh my god! I just real quick. I had this huge argument just yesterday with an anti-vaxxer who's pagan. Yeah. Apparently quite a few pagans are anti-vaxxers, which kind of just blows my mind.
That does blow my mind.
You know, and like I was having it out with her, of course, because I'm very much into, you know, vaccination, proper vaccination, you know?
Yeah.
And like all of a sudden she comes at me, and I swear to the God, if she comes at me with, well, you know, it's not like it's you know, vaccines are as legit as something like weed.
I mean, they're exactly as legit as that.
And I literally just, you know how sometimes your brain, hear something.
I mean, I don't have anything against marijuana, but it's not going to prevent you from getting smallpox.
Right. Well, she thinks it does.
Ah, well, she's stupid.
Yes.
There's nothing you can say. So anyway, Bemusedly Spectacled replies to that, saying, vaccination is an ancient practice going back at least hundreds of years that draws on your body's natural healing abilities to let you fight disease naturally. And that's true!
That is true.
Maybe we should be wording it like that, and all these weirdos will vaccinate their fucking kids.
That would be that might actually be helpful. Like, seriously.
I mean, remember that journalist that died recently?
Oh, yeah,
she died. She was an anti-vaxxer, and she died of flu and meningitis, which we have vaccines for.
Yep.
And it didn't have to be she was like 20 years old.
She could have lived.
Terrible. Yeah, exactly. Okay, number 15, Heartless says, when I was in elementary school, this fucking bitch claimed that she was queen of the jungle gym and would never let anyone use it. So I told her I was telling the teacher, and I walked over to the teacher and pointed near her and said, isn't the sky so pretty today? And she started crying because she thought I told. And long story short, I was the king of the motherfucking jungle gym.
Okay.
Clever. I like it.
Clever.
I mean, there's no way it actually happened, but I like it. Like, do you believe that story, Tanya?
No.
I you know, that's shit that didn't happen. It's still entertaining as.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Number 14. That cat is going insane. Cryptoboy says the Addams Family wasn't particularly magic or supernatural or anything. Their goth game was just hard AF. And Cat the Space Pirate says they lived with a sentient disembodied hand. And True King of Skeleton Hell says that's just how goths are sometimes.
You know,
it is true that for the Addams Family were not particularly supernatural.
well, I mean, Adam's Family Values. That movie was pretty supernatural.
What was supernatural about Addams Family Values?
Well, like I mean, like Thing that's in itself supernatural.
Yeah, I mean,
right
okay,
there.
like taking Thing out of the equation because what the fuck.
Well, I mean, like
I'm talking about the fan, like they. It's not like they have like powers, or it's not like they're the monster.
well,
Like,
I mean,
there's a vampire and a
didn't
werewolf.
Fester survive like a whole electrocution thing in that movie?
Yeah, well, he likes electricity. It turns him on. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying that would kill anybody normal. So
Oh wow! I'm not saying they're normal because they're far from it. I'm just saying that, like, when you compare it to, like, say, the Munsters were like actual monsters that act like normal people, and then you get the Addams Family where they're just people that act like weirdos.
They're next level goth. Put it that way.
They really are. Yeah. Oh, and okay. Number 13 is a picture of two giant pigs sitting in a swamp, and it says Loafer says, "Always reblog the bog hogs." Okay, I see what you did there.
Yeah, okay.
It's not that great, but I see it.
No,
Number
yeah,
12. Kai Juno says, also being a scientist pretty much gives you a free pass to be as eccentric as you want. Like, you'll be at a conference, and it's like, is that guy wearing socks and sandals and plaid pants? Yeah, but he's on the team that discovered gravitational waves. Let him be. And in this quarter says, I once saw a highly respected mineralogist take a slice of watermelon, put it between two halves of a bagel, and eat it like a sandwich.
No, that's evil.
I am not okay with that.
That is evil.
But I guess if you're a highly respected mineralogist, you can do it.
I don't care who you are. It's still evil.
Well, you just got a weird thing with bagels.
I do.
They didn't say it was upside down.
If it was an upside down bagel, that'd be even worse.
Okay, so Dragon in a Fez posts a tweet from somebody named Caroline, and they said, my dad whistles a specific melody when he comes to refill the bird feeders. The birds have started singing it when they're empty. And Dragon in a Fez says, this bitch empty, tweet. And Maud Juliet says, the bird's equivalent of bitch better have my money.
Yep.
I actually like that song. I walk around singing like, bitch better have my money. Number 10, there's a picture of I guess, I don't know if this is an advice column or something, and it says, unsociable people, simply pop your coat on before answering your front door. If it's someone you don't want to see, you can say you're on your way out. In the unlikely event it's someone you do want to see, you can simply say you've just arrived home. So Calamity Lou says, where has this been all my life? And Pancun Chili says, Jane living in 3047 while us suckers are living in 2018. Okay, I see you there.
I see. Yeah, but no.
Okay, Girl Crawling, this is number 9. Girl Crawling Chaos says, if you could have any video game ability, what would it be? And then
I know what mine would be.
and they posted theirs, which it just says protect girls. I don't know if that's like for what video game that's from. And then Tracers, I know what video game this is from. Tracer, it's from Heavy Rain. It says kiss wife.
Oh.
And then Orange Hat post from Skyrim. You awaken feeling rested.
You awaken feeling rested.
That is a superpower.
That is a superpower. Yeah.
All right, number 8. Handsome.
What would it be?
Oh, are you asking me?
Yeah.
From a video game?
Yeah.
I don't. Man, I don't know.
Like super jump or.
Yeah, put me on this. I ain't jumping. Why am I gonna be all the way up there? Where am I gonna jump to?
That was funny as shit. Okay, go ahead.
Maybe I could have one of those swords from Muramasa that's so sharp that it could cut somebody's soul out of their body.
Oh, dude, yeah. There you go.
There you go.
That's cool.
Number 8. Of course, I just use it to like cut cheese. You know, check this out, guys. You know,
I cut the soul out of that cheese.
You spin around really fast, throw some cheese in the air, and all of a sudden it's nachos. All right. Handsome Jack is by says, are you okay?
I'm all right.
Number 8. Handsome Jack is by says, a girl in one of my classes sent out an email saying, you'll be having a furry classmate this semester, and my heart stopped, but she was talking about her service dog.
Oh, yeah.
That's
well,
preferable.
I'm very good friends
Yeah.
with some furries over there, so that's
Yeah, but
interesting.
what would you rather have in your class? A furry person or a dog?
I'd rather have a dog.
I'm going to pick a dog over any kind of person. It's not a knock on furry.
I mean,
Better
hell,
than people.
I prefer animals more than people usually.
Yeah,
So.
absolutely, especially dogs. All right, number 7, kindergarten 2002 says, remember in school when we had to put these orange covers over the keyboards when practicing our typing skills so we wouldn't be able to peek at where the letters are? And Zelamanreek 318 says, no, what the hell kind of school did you go to? Prison? I agree. I've never seen that.
No.
Number 6, New York Inc. says, I've been alive for 25 years, never seen a Chinese restaurant commercial. Whoa, that is...
What?
It's true, they don't advertise, they just pop up.
Hold on, let me think about that for a minute. Hold on.
Have you ever seen a restaurant for a Chinese restaurant? I mean, not counting like a big chain like P.F. Chang's or something, which I've never even seen a commercial for that anyway.
Holy fuck, I don't think I've ever seen one.
Mind blown.
My mind is officially blown.
What the fudge?
They just kind of exist all of a sudden, and then people go.
You just hear about it somehow. Okay, number 5, positive memes. Post this picture of these two ladies drinking tea. And it says, when contestants do cry out of frustration or disappointment generally, Mel and Sue stand near them and use unairable language so the embarrassing footage is tainted and won't make it into the final edit. Wow, that's cool. So he said, using unwholesome language to keep your show wholesome. And Wade and C says, aw. Star and E says, as well as swearing, they also use brand names. Marlo Ho says, this must be the definition of chaotic good, honestly. That girl on stage says, honestly, it would probably also help me stop crying if there was a lady standing next to me shouting, Nike, Adidas, Tasty Cake, Gucci, Google, Pringles, fuck, I'm blanking, shit, fuck, just keeps throwing shit, Comcast.
Wow.
And that Nordic guy says, me, crying over croissants. 2 British ladies chanting, cunt, 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 cunt.
Okay, I like that. That I like.
That one, that sounded like, the one before that sounded like the Tourette's go, like, Nike, Adidas, Tasty Cake, Gucci, Google, Pringles, fuck, I'm blanking, shit, fuck, shit, just keep throwing shit, Comcast. I mean, you could see the Tourette's guy putting out a video. Did you know he still makes videos?
The Tourette's guy, really?
Yeah, I found out recently that he puts out like a one video a year, but he put out one last year.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
He's gone completely gray, but other than that, he hasn't changed at all.
That's crazy.
They did this one video where the son brought him breakfast in bed on Father's Day, and he comes into his room and he's like, "What are you doing in here?" It's like, Dad, I made you some shit for breakfast. Get the hell out of here. I'm sleeping. You know, he's like yelling at him, and his son goes, well, Dad, you're nothing but a 2-bit inbred white bread hick. And he goes, who isn't?
Who isn't?
That just cracked me up, man. All right.
I actually haven't heard a video of his, and
I recently decided to watch all of them, and then I saw the scene, and I was like, yes. All right, number 5. There was one where he's like trying to, like, I think his son was, the way he was talking, like he was going to ask a girl to marry him or something, and he's like helping him like put his nice clothes on, and he's like, but Dad, what if she says no? And he's like, son, you've got to make confidence your bitch.
Damn right.
It's true. That's yeah, Gibbs doesn't like hi boy. Okay, number 4, I am a fish says, shout out to the people sleeping right now, but do a quiet shout out so they don't wake up. And one lonely forgotten bagel says, my notifications went off and I woke up to this. And I am a fish replies, fuck.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, at least they acknowledged it. I don't know. Number 3, it starts with a tweet from E Online TV Scoop says, who will be the next star of The Bachelor? Our ranking. And then Rafi D'Angelo says, I have a sneaking suspicion that the next Bachelor will be a dark-haired, square-headed white man with stubble and a moron-top haircut that inexplicably costs $85. Meet Graydon, Braden, Traden, and O'Kaden. I kind of didn't describe the picture because I didn't know it was relevant, but it's like dudes that look exactly as described.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, number 2 shows a picture of these 2 birds and like a little baby bird. And Witty and Charming says, these parent birds are so beautiful, like birdie drag queens with flawless eyeliner, and the baby looks like an unfinished Muppet, and I'm dead. And MME Jack says, these perfectly done up geisha are just so proud of their strange alien sock puppet.
Shut up, geisha.
Cerulean and Cynic says, this picture makes me happy. And it's true, these birds are like really beautiful, and then their derpy ass kid is like, damn, a bird.
Yeah, yo, I'm a bird.
I'm a bird. I do bird things. All right, number 1. Wow, well, this person's name, Cineristeridi, I think, says, dream wedding. Don't have one. Just go to the registry office, sign the necessary papers, and text your mom, hey, mom, I got married. Then curl up with your love on the couch with a big blanket and a bottle of wine and watch your phone go fucking haywire for the rest of the night.
Dude, yeah.
That's more entertaining than most wedding receptions I've been to.
I maybe it's just me, but like for the weddings I went to, oh god, I just
weddings are lame, dude. I'm not into it. Like I mean, getting married is great and everything. The actual wedding party is just kind of a shit party.
The last wedding I went to, I was maid of honor matron of honor. Oh, god.
And that, yeah, just because you're married, they have to call you a matron.
Matron of honor. I love hearing how old I am now.
You know what they should do? They should like instead of best man, if you're not married, you could be best boy.
Best boy.
Let's make it equality, right? Come on now.
Best boy. Oh god, I remember like I had to basically plan a wedding on the fly, and I only had like a few hours to do it too.
Yeah, so like if you're the best man or the maid of honor, it's not even a party for you; it's work.
Yeah.
All right. Well, out of 21, that's a mixed bag. I'm gonna give it a 16. What do you say?
I'm gonna say 15.
15. Okay, cool. All right, 15 Twitter jokes everyone should read. You big bitches. All right. Number 1, Louis Vertel says, I wish Mary Poppins Returns was just coming back for she left and then flying off, not greeting anyone. Yeah, that's not even funny, dude. Like,
no.
That's not even a movie. That's like a fucking Family Guy cutaway gag.
Yeah, no. That's right. No.
Karen Kilgariff says, bored? Put on solo piano music and do the dishes. Now you're the star of a poignant indie movie about finally facing your fear of dishes and ultimately death. It's also not funny.
No,
that's it's strike 2. Okay. Number 3, Maris Kreisman says, be the unlikable female narrator you see in the world. I don't get it.
Yeah.
What? Where is there an unlikable female narrator? Where is there a female narrator?
I don't know.
It's a good question, right?
That's a good question.
Wow. Number 4, Kristen says, 4-year-old son said the word prototype. When I asked him what it meant, he said people are a prototype. And I was too scared to ask what he meant. I would be too.
Yeah. This is not funny so far. These
are usually bad. Number 5, Kendra Alvey says, I don't remember ever listening to Journey's Don't Stop Believing on purpose, and yet I know all the lyrics. This is what happens. This is how they get you. Okay, that's a little funny.
That's a little amusing.
Little funny. Yeah. You're onto something, Kendra. Just work on it a little. Number 6, Vlad Shock says, math problem. I have 3 apples and I'm traveling towards you at 17 miles per hour. It's not really a problem, more of a warning. Apple time, bitches.
Okay, I like that one.
I like that. I like that. Number 7, Jesse says, just heard a guy at the dog park tell his dog no, and then more quietly, we talked about this. I've seen that before.
Yeah, I've seen that before too, I think. Yeah.
And, it is, you know what? And I've done that with Gibbs. I'll be like, no, we've had this discussion already. Or sometimes when I'm on voice chat on Discord or something and he starts barking and go, okay, we don't need your opinion.
And it's true. We all do it when we're animal owners, you know? It's like...
Number 8, Nick Ross says, a friend and I just decided that in 10 years, if we get married, tell each other what's honestly wrong about ourselves. That's a terrible idea. Don't do that. That's not even funny. What is this?
Funny.
Nick Ross, just don't, okay?
That was stop level right there.
And by the way, for your profile pic, lose the hoodie. All right, number 9.
Oof.
White guys in hoodies. It's just it doesn't work, you know. He looks like a baby.
Oh God.
You know what I mean? Like if you see a white guy in a hoodie and he just looks like a gigantic baby.
I've seen that before. Yeah.
That's what he looks like. Number 9, Shauna here says, "Sorry, you thought I was hitting on you when I smiled. I was flirting with your dog." Yeah, no, Shauna. No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
And by the way, Shauna, for your profile picture, looking up and to the left instead of at the camera does not make you look smarter.
Up and to the left. I just did that just now.
Yeah, you know, and it's like she's gazing in wonder at nothing. Okay, number 10.
No, that was funny.
We should write the Twitter jokes, right? Eden Dranger says, "Women are called a crazy cat lady for having cats, but don't forget a man wrote an entire fucking musical about them."
That wasn't funny.
Neither was Cats.
No.
Have you ever seen Cats?
Yes.
It's not good.
It's not.
No.
I couldn't even get through half of it, honestly.
No. Some of the songs are all right, but the actual plot of it is just ridiculous.
What
it's
plot?
Well, there's a plot, but it's basically like an episode of Heathcliff and the Cadillac Cats, just stretched out, you know. All right, number 11, Doth says, "Every day that I'm not a reclusive groundskeeper to an old Victorian estate with a horrifying backstory is a day lost. If you must."
Okay.
I don't know. Dana Schwartz says, "This is..." Okay, I gotta start with what they're replying to. So CBS Philly says, "Two nuns are accusing..." let's try that again. "Two nuns are accused of embezzling $500,000 from Catholic school to gamble in Vegas." And Dana Schwartz says, "This is already my favorite movie of 2021. But that's not a joke. That's just like, oh yeah, I like this. This is cool.
That's an amusing observation. It's not a joke.
It's not even that amusing. Oh, by the way, that reminds me. You want to hear a Twitter joke that I wish I could remember who posted it, but I thought it was very funny. Where somebody said, "We should get for this year New Year's Eve, the show that they show on TV with Times Square and all that bullshit.
Oh yeah.
We need to get Diane Sawyer to do it."
Oh,
no, not her. I'm
for
sorry,
2020, so that she could say this is 2020.
Yeah, Barbara Walters, so she could say, "I'm Barbara Walters, and this is 2020." Thanks for ruining the show. Come on.
That was actually amusing too. When I actually
but you ruined it. Like I'm trying to get through it, and you just blurt out the punch.
Sorry, it's just I've seen it many times.
Okay, Kristen's here again. Let's see if she does better this time. She says, "My new best friend is this 20-month-old girl whose only word is cookie. She's not into bullshitting. Either you have cookies or you don't." Okay.
Okay.
You made me smile. All right. Number 14. Aparna Nancharia says, "You look tired is no longer an insult to me, but merely an indication the person has powers of basic observation."
Okay.
That's too real to be a joke, though.
Yeah.
That's real right there. All right. Simon Holland says, "I just want to be as hot as a grandparent's lip for Christmas." Okay, that's funny.
Okay.
There was 1.5 good ones out of 15.
That's not good.
So I'm going to give it a 2.
I'm going to go with a 2 as well.
Yeah, there was 1.5 good jokes in there, which is honestly about average for Twitter jokes everyone should rate. I'm sorry to say.
You guys need better jokes.
Usually pretty bad. Okay, I have a joke here that was sent in by Dr. Barrel. Do you know who Dr. Barrel is?
I do, yes.
Yeah.
Hi, Dr. Barrel.
Used to be known as Poof Nisse, but he prefers Dr. Barrel now. That's his internet name now.
Oh, so he was Poof Nisse?
Yeah, Poof Nisse, yeah.
I didn't know. I thought it was just a new guy named Dr. Barrel.
No, same dude. His real name's Axel. He likes to be called Barrel. All right, so Barrel...
Poof Nisse, how you doing?
Yeah. He doesn't like the name Poof Nisse anymore. Okay, so, I wish I could just be like, yeah, NecroVMX. No, it's been like 30 years. There's no way. He sent me his top 25 YouTubers.
I bet you're on there.
In no particular order at all. Okay. So I'm just going to list them. Some of them, I would say actually most of them, he has some kind of parenthetical, but not all of them. So the first one is Shad Diversity, a guy from New Zealand who talks about medieval weapons. Never heard of it.
Look, I like medieval weapons, so that's good.
Yeah, but do you really want to watch a YouTube with the guy just talking about it? Like, no, I want to see.
No, I want to see the guy making it. That's what I want.
Forging them or something. That would be cool.
Yeah, that's cool. You know.
His next one is Katakaris. He says is a British video game reviewer.
Never heard of him.
No. Cinemassacre. He did no parenthetical.
Cinemassacre. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Pro Jared. No parenthetical needed there. We all know who Pro Jared is. Although honestly,
I'm not a fan.
He's okay in small doses.
I'm just not a fan. You know, like I've tried him, but he's not a fan.
Yeah. I used to be a fan, but his shtick has gotten old.
Yeah.
Night Mind. He talks about spooky internet stuff and ARGs. I don't know what ARGs are. ARGs.
I have no idea.
NecroVMX, and in parentheses he wrote that asshole. See, because he knows that every time somebody sends me a Facebook list and somebody puts me on there, I say I don't know who that guy is. Sounds like an asshole.
I was just gonna say that too. They stole my thunder.
Yeah, he put it. He knew what I was gonna say, so he put that asshole. Scholagrim, Canadian guy who talks about medieval weapons. I'm sensing a theme here.
Another guy who talks about. How about getting somebody who forges medieval weapons?
Yeah, that would be cool. Scholagrim does not sound like somebody from Canada. It sounds like somebody from where Pufnisse is from fucking Norway. Yeah, I'm sorry, he's from Sweden, my bad. But like somewhere in Scandinavia, right? Hello, I'm Scholagrim, and today we are going to talk about battle axes.
And then watch him be from America too. That'd be funny.
Oh yeah. Well, there's people in Minnesota that sound like that. So.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Gus Johnson, a sketch comedy guy. Literally, this is what you picked for your YouTube name for your comedy channel. Just Gus Johnson. Not like Gus Johnson comedy or Gus Johnson sketches, just Gus Johnson. That's
kind of blah.
Yeah. Montef Janten, basically a Swedish nostalgia critic.
Never heard of him, but okay.
I mean, all right. I just can see the nostalgia critic screaming the word "fuck." You fucking A. Jenny Nicholson. She makes she makes short video essays about niche subjects.
Niche subjects.
Okay, I gotta look this up because that's giving me nothing. Like
I have
one of these. I was like, okay, I can tell what that kind of is.
I must be curious about niche subjects.
You know what it is because Barrel's such a weird dude, and I love him. He's a great guy, but he's a weirdo, and I want to know what he can subject. Okay, so here's Jenny Nicholson. Let's see. The Grim Dystopia of a Christmas Prince.
What?
An excruciatingly deep dive into the Avatar theme park. 15 very dumb things in Fantastic Beasts. Oh, okay. By niche, he means geek stuff.
Oh.
Because it's literally just her talking about movies. Whoa. I didn't mean to have you talk, lady. All right.
Okay, well, that's a thing.
Okay. Sorted Food. That's a British food channel. I've seen them.
Oh, Sorted Food? Yeah, I've seen them before. Yeah.
Frederick Knudsen makes video essays about niche subjects like Temple OS or Time Cube. We actually, me and Barrel and a bunch of other people in the Discord had just a whole long conversation about both Temple OS and the Time Cube.
Huh, really?
Thing. It was really interesting, especially, I knew a little bit about Temple OS, but I knew a lot about Time Cube, and I was able to shed a lot of light on that era of the internet. Do you know what either of those are? Temple OS?
No idea.
Okay, Time Cube, there was it was this website, timecube.com, which was run by this guy named Gene Ray, who claimed to be the wisest human. And he claimed that the world and the universe itself is not what we think it is, that is all a cube, and that it has 4 sides, and there are 4 days going at the same time. There are 4 simultaneous days in nature's harmonic 4-sided time cube. And basically, it was this weird pseudoscience gobbledygook that he posted. And the guy was so bad at being a web developer that every time he posted, he didn't know how to make pages or an archive, so he just would push everything down, and his new post would be on the top. So after a couple of years, his page was miles long, and you can just go through and just see his sanity slippage. He didn't start off sane.
Not one thinks so, no.
But at the end, he was just screaming at people, going, "You are educated, stupid. It is not morally wrong to kill educators who refuse to teach time cube theory, And then he started screaming a bunch of anti-Semitic stuff. He died after a while. I think he had dementia. But yeah, that's
crazy.
Temple OS was an operating system that this guy made. I think he was like a Mormon or some like really, really hardcore Christian guy, and he wanted to make an operating system, for Christians, and like it couldn't connect to the internet or anything because that's where all the porn is, right? But despite the fact that the guy was a whack job that wanted to make a Christian operating system, he wound up making a really good operating system. Like people said, it was a miracle of programming. Isn't that weird? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so
just hearing Christian operating system made my
it's like why can't
why
you just use
that?
Windows and be a Christian? Like, what is that?
Really?
Okay, Fairbairn Films, an Australian sketch comedy group. Well, at least they came up with an interesting name for their sketch comedy, not just Gus whatever.
Gus Johnson.
Wait, you know what would be funny is if like there was nobody involved in that called Gus Johnson, and that's what they decided to name themselves.
We are Gus Johnson.
Okay, Steve, 1989 MRE Info. Just a really chill dude talking and reviewing all sorts of MREs throughout time. That's interesting. I would watch that.
Okay, I would watch that too.
I would watch it. I've had an MRE. It was awful.
Oh, I have too.
Vsauce, no explanation there. We know what Vsauce is. It's not for me though. Oh, he likes postmodern jukebox. Have you ever seen that?
No.
It basically they take modern music and they remake it to sound like old timey music.
Oh, I've seen other channels like that before.
Yeah, like they'll take something like whatever pop song and then make it sound like a 40s jazz lounge thing, or they'll take like a rap song and turn into like a 1950s rock and roll number. They do crazy stuff like that.
Yeah, I've heard some things like that before. I think it's interesting.
Okay, the next one is just GMM. I'm gonna assume he means Good Mythical.
Oh, it's Good Mythical
with
Morning.
Rhett and Link. Otherwise, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I liked
which AJ can't stand, if I remember correctly.
He hates Good Mythical Morning.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
It's just fucking shits on Rhett and Link. I don't get it. Speaking of Good Mythical Morning, at Christmas Eve, I was sitting there with my nephew Bobby, and I was showing videos. He's never seen it before, and I was showing him like eating like ghost peppers or something. And my nephew Nathan comes over, and he comes up behind us, and he's looking at the phone, and I kind of angle it so he can see it too, And he comes and he's 4 years old, by the way. And he goes, "Those two guys look like a dick." And I go, "Nathan,
wow,
what did you say?"
Out of the mouth of babes.
And I said, "What did you say?" And he goes, "I said they look like a dick." Like he repeated it, like no shame whatsoever.
They look like a dick.
Pro ZD is a sketch comedy guy, according to him.
Okay.
Game Grumps. We know who the game. I
know Game Grumps. Yeah.
Way over it.
Although I will say, I just recently watched their Wheel of Fortune thing, and it was so hilarious. In the very first episode, it was so hilarious that I actually literally lolled. It was so hilarious.
Okay. You know what my issue is with Game Grumps? And I don't know if it applies to all their videos or maybe just the ones I've seen, but they're so over the top with the fake laughter. Like, like come on. Can we just have a real reaction to something?
Which is why I think I was laughing so hard, because that was a legit because they couldn't have planned it. It was a legit reaction to what's going on.
I really like going back to Cinemassacre, like James and Mike Mondays. Like they did a video where they played like that Goat Simulator game.
Oh God!
And they you could tell the laughter was real. Because after a while, they were turning red. They had a hard time breathing. Like Mike is wheezing. James looks like he's ready to pass out. They're laughing so hard, and that got to me, and I was laughing just as hard as them. The Game Grumps, they were sitting there on the couch, going, "Whoa!" Like, oh, come on.
Yeah,
people don't act like that.
95% of their videos, at least for me, were like that. But this is one video, and I do suggest I would definitely say for you to check it out. First episode of their Wheel of Fortune playthrough there.
Okay, maybe I will check it out.
It's so freaking hilarious. Loved it.
His next one is First We Feast, and he says Home of Hot Ones.
What?
The you have done, Barrel, you have done nothing to explain what First We Feast is. I don't know what Hot Ones is.
Home of the Hot Ones?
No, just Home
hot
of
ladies?
All right, Home of Hot One. All right, I'm gonna Google it. I'm gonna search.
I mean, if it was Home of the Hot Ladies, I mean, fuck yeah, you know. But
Oh no. Okay, it's Hot Sauce Reviews.
oh, hot sauce.
I've never watched this, but I've seen it in trending because they recently had Weird Al Yankovic on.
Oh.
So yeah. Okay, so yeah, it's just say it's Hot Sauce Reviews. Jesus. All right, Derek and Brandon Fleichter makes the perfect role-playing music. Yeah, if you say so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Comic Pop, perfect comic book channel. You know what's funny is he sent me this list like last week, right? And he got to talking about Comic Pop on Discord earlier today, and apparently they don't know what the fuck they're talking about because we started talking about Green Lantern, right? Because somebody else, you know, the anime fans?
Oh, yeah.
He posted a link to an article about, you know, some of the DC movies that have been canceled. And I said, you know, for all the shit that people gave Ryan Reynolds in the Green Lanterns movie, at least it wasn't Jack Black, because that almost happened.
I know, that was very close to happening. Yeah.
And, you know, and somebody asked me, I think it was AJ actually, like, well, who would you cast as Green Lantern? And I was talking about that. And by the way, the two names that I came up with, Nathan Fillion and Ryan Gosling. But anyway,
Ryan
Gosling would be perfect, actually. But anyway, we were talking about it, and then they said, like, well, what about like Jon Stewart or Kyle Rayner? And then as soon as we mentioned Kyle Rayner, Barrel's like, I heard he's lame. And I'm like, what? Nobody thinks that. He's like, well, Comic Pop said he was lame. I've never read the comics, but they say he's no good. And I'm like, well, Comic Pop needs to take their hot take and shove it up your dick hole because that's some bullshit. And then AJ was yelling about it too. And AJ's like, no, Kyle Rayner's like one of the greatest characters ever. What are you talking about?
That's
all right.
That's well, yeah. I mean, yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, I'm a comic book girl, so that kind of works.
He's got three more. We got that one video game. I don't know what that is. Super Beard Brothers, a Let's Play channel made by the Completionist and a friend of his. I don't know who the Completionist or his friend are, but Super Beard Brothers is a great name for a YouTube channel.
I love the Completionist. Great channel. Love them.
Well, there you go. But Super Beard Brothers for the win, I guess. And his last pick is Wiremux, makes awesome music compilations of super specific subjects.
Okay.
I'm not understanding that. What would be... I understand what a music compilation is, and I understand specific subjects, but I don't understand how those two go together.
Like what is one about like lesbians and the next one's about like straight people?
I'm looking at it right now. Let's see what it is. Let's look at their videos.
Specific subject.
Wow, these are okay. Listen to this: the Short Mad Woman in the Attic playlist, my Somewhat Cyberpunk playlist, my Peaceful Spiritual Music playlist, the Urban Love Melancholy playlist, the Slow and Mysterious Mood Flow playlist. These are very specific subjects. Relaxing Wiccan Chants and Songs, my Baroque Vampire Ball playlist.
These are very specific.
Okay, he described it well. I just couldn't wrap my head around it.
Well, now I understand.
I get it now. I had to see it to believe it. Wow. Okay, well, out of 25, I give him some points for including me and even saying that. So, out of 25, I'll give him 20.
I'm going to say 21.
21. I would have liked if he included some great channels like
Armageddon Time.
or Hunter P. Brown. You know.
Hunter P. Brown, that's another great,
those are some good
channel.
channels. Come on, get with the program. These are the good YouTubers. What are you looking at? All right.
Oh, and Newfie Banga. Gotta have Newfie Banga.
Yeah. Newfie Banga. Okay.
Yeah.
So I have a list here I have a bunch of lists from crack.com, but I'm going to kind of select the ones that I feel we should do. So here we have 23 writers who flat out hated adaptations of their work.
Oh, I already know a few from the top of my head, but
why don't you name like one or two real fast that you can think of?
The guy from Neverending Story there, he hated
Oh my God. He went a little overboard with the hate for the movie, I think.
Yeah. I think
the woman who wrote Mary Poppins hated the movie.
Mary Poppins. Yeah. I think also the Wizard of Oz author hated that too, but I could be wrong about that though.
But there was a lot of movies based on that. The one that everybody knows Tanya got very quiet there.
Oh, sorry. No, you cut out there a minute.
Oh, I said, you know, the one Wizard of Oz movie that everybody's seen is a remake.
Oh, of course, yeah.
You know, there was a silent version before that. But anyway, number 23, Stephen King can't stand Kubrick's version of The Shining. King called the movie a big, beautiful Cadillac with no engine inside it, saying Kubrick didn't quite get Jack Torrance's descent into madness and left the character with absolutely no arc at all. And I'm one of the very few people out there that absolutely agrees with Stephen King on that.
See, I have to say, having watched The Shining several times, I love the movie. I do. I love the movie.
I want to love it. He's right though about it being beautiful, but kind of empty, because the story is supposed to be about this guy losing his sanity, and we get a guy that's already crazy.
I don't know if he's already crazy.
Come on! When they're driving the hotel and he's talking about the Donner Party, and when he's talking about them eating each other, and his eyes, like, dude's mental.
Yeah.
I mean, like all Kubrick films, it's beautifully shot. The framing is magnificent.
Oh, the cinematography is amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, there's no menace to it. You know, it's just there's a few good shots though with Jack Nicholson. You know, but other, you know, I agree with Stephen King. Number 22, Trey Parker and Matt Stone hated all of the early South video games so much that they made their own years later. The cheesy 3D polygon junky games developed by Acclaim inspired the duo to create South Park: The Stick of Truth and The Fractured Butthole.
Amazing games. I mean, especially the first one. Hell yes.
I got to get on doing a Fractured Butthole Let's Play someday soon.
I actually got to play that game. I haven't even played it yet.
Oh, you haven't? It's very good. The combat is way better. Like, instead of doing paper, like a kind of a Radiant Historia kind of thing.
Well, I love Radiant Historia, so yeah.
Number 21, co-creator Peter Laird has nothing but contempt for the 1980 of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. In 2012, he wrote a blog post about what he'd have done differently, saying the Turtles were too obsessed with pizza, Bebop and Rocksteady were too moronic, Shredder should have been a lot more malevolent, and April shouldn't have been a damsel in distress. I mean, I agree with all those points. It's just that the cartoon existed to sell toys, and that's what it did.
It's on the same level as like the real Ghostbusters, you know? It's like, it's there for the toys.
I mean, I think the real Ghostbusters was a little better than Ninja Turtles, though, personally. But
oh, I do too. I agree. But yeah,
because they had some heavy shit in that. Like, I agree that like the villains are really lame, and but it was a part of our childhood. Number 20, Katsuhiro Otomo despised the second half of Akira, which he felt was poorly made due to time and budget constraints. During the screening, he walked out of the cinema and went back home to tell his wife that the adaptation was a failure.
I didn't know that. Wow,
that's a new one on me.
I didn't know that.
It's a new one. I did not know that he hated the second half specifically.
Excuse me.
Number 19, Don Pierce hates prison drama Cool Hand Luke and Paul Newman's classic performance. He said Newman was a cute guy who wouldn't have lasted 5 minutes in a prisoner chain gang.
Well, that's just the answer.
Okay.
Yeah,
maybe that's true, but the movie was awesome.
The movie was fucking amazing, but
like, come on, man.
But I mean,
you gotta really like bitch like, oh, Paul Newman's too good looking. It's a movie.
you got to have a little suspension of disbelief there, dude. You know.
Number 18, Ira Gershwin called 1959's Porgy Best movie a piece of shit. His nephew says that as soon as they could, Gershwin and his wife had the prints recalled and destroyed.
Oof.
That's rough.
That's rough.
That's very rough. Number 17, Lois Duncan dislikes the film adaptation of her teen novel I Know What You Did Last Summer for trivializing violence and making murder a game. Subsequent editions of the book even reprint an interview where she makes her opinion plain.
Wow.
I may be talking out of my ass here, but I believe that she wrote the book to cope with her daughter being murdered or something like that.
Was that? I don't know.
I heard something like that. So I can understand, like, if that's true, I can understand why she thought the movie was frivolous bullshit.
Yeah, because the movie was just any other, like, slasher film.
Yeah, it was trying to be like Scream. And you know what I really... The second one.
Oh, the second one.
That was a piece of shit. Number 16, Frank Abagnale, the con artist whose exploits were the basis for Catch Me If You Can, said the book was highly inaccurate and exaggerated. He even insisted the publisher put a disclaimer on the cover stating that it was not a biography. That's not even talking about the movie. That's the book that he supposedly wrote. So obviously he didn't really write it.
He didn't really write it.
It must have been a ghostwriter. I wrote that. I read that book, and I liked it, and I liked the movie as well. So
I liked the movie.
You know what's funny is I remember that like when they cast DiCaprio, he said, "Oh no, he's not suave enough. He's not going to be good." And then he met DiCaprio, and he changed his mind. And I saw a picture of them and together, and Frank Abagnale is this really old guy, but I looked at them and I'm like, they have the same exact profile. Like that's what DiCaprio is going to look like when he's like 70.
Probably, yeah.
Number 15, Colleen McAuliffe declared that the Thornbirds TV adaptation is instant vomit. Despite being the second most watched miniseries in TV history, the author would refuse to talk about it during interviews. In 2009, McAuliffe helped develop a musical based on her book that better reflected her writing.
I didn't know that.
I remember the Thornbirds. I didn't watch it because I didn't want to. But I didn't know it was the second most watched miniseries ever.
I didn't know that. I had no idea.
What would the first one be? Roots, probably?
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Number 14, Isaac Bashevir's singer bashed Barbra Streisand's musical adaptation of his short story Yentl the Yeshiva Boy. I did not find artistic merit neither in the adaptation nor the directing. There was too much singing in this movie, much too much. One cannot cover up with the songs the shortcomings of the direction and acting. Well, that's savage. He just went right for the jugular there.
Oof.
Like he's not like covering it up with, oh, it's shit. He's just saying exactly.
He's like, this is wrong. This is wrong. You're wrong.
Wow. Number 13, E.B. White was not too keen on 1973 Charlotte Webb. He wrote friends saying, the story is interrupted every few minutes so that someone can sing a jolly song. I don't care much for jolly songs, but that's what you get for getting embroiled with Hollywood.
Okay, there is an element of truth to that. I mean,
no, that is true because if you took the musical aspect out of Charlotte's Web, it would be a really good movie.
Like, I would actually sit and watch, even as an adult, I would watch it.
There's no reason for those songs.
There's no reason for them.
Number 12, Anthony Burgess thought that the film adaptation of his book, A Clockwork Orange, was a damned nonsense. After only getting paid $500 for the rights to the story, he spent years dealing with accusations about the violence being on rise due to the movie that he had almost nothing to do with.
Okay, now that movie, I remember I saw the movie for the first time, and just a tiny little thing here, guys. When I first saw that movie, I literally went, what the F did I just watch?
You know it's missing the ending, right?
It is. Yeah.
That's what really is crazy. When I saw it, I liked it, but I have a feeling I probably wouldn't like it as much if I watched it now.
I don't think I'd like it anymore.
I probably wouldn't like the book either, from what I've heard.
I've never read the book, honestly. So.
I've heard a couple of things about it that make me like, ugh. Ursula K. Le Guin hated Sci-Fi Channel's Earthsea books because of their blatant whitewashing of her characters. In fact, she hated the miniseries so much she wrote an opinion piece talking about what went wrong.
Actually, that is something that I've seen more and more happen lately. It's the whitewashing of Hollywood when it comes to certain novels or adaptations.
People are calling it out now, although it still exists. My parents. That was based on that old Chinese story Monkey.
Yeah.
They're all white people, and I'm like, where does this take place? Because it ain't ancient China.
And that's something that really, you look at that and you go, why?
Yeah. Number 10, a made-for-television film based on Madeline L'Engle's classic book A Wrinkle in Time was aired in 2004. L'Engle's reaction? Newsweek. So you've seen the movie? L'Engle. I've glimpsed it. And did it meet expectations? Oh, yes. I expected it to be bad, and it is.
Yeah, I didn't watch the movie, but I've heard it was
this is the television movie.
Oh, well.
Not the recent big budget.
Even the recent big budget one was not good from what I hear. So.
Well, I've heard good things about it, but I've also never read the book, so I really don't have any...
You never read the book? Really?
No, that seems to be one of those things that everybody read in school, and I didn't.
Wow, no, I read that back in school, yeah.
Yeah, we read a lot of bullshit books that nobody's ever heard of, but we didn't read it at the time. It's weird. We read Charlotte's Web. I remember that. Number 9, Bret Easton Ellis found 1987's Less Than Zero movie to be less than thrilling. As a young writer, he was excited to see his first book adapted, but years later he reflected about seeing the film. I still can remember that I was disappointed when I saw it. I thought, that's interesting. They didn't use a single scene from the book in the movie. How did they do that? Very carefully.
Yeah.
Oh. I love this one because I actually remember seeing this tweet. Number 8, Clive Barker voiced his dislike for the 2011 Hellraiser Revelations film rather intensely.
Oh, yeah!
So this is what he wrote on Twitter. Hello, my friends. I want to put on record that the flick out there using the word Hellraiser is no fucking child of mine. I have nothing to do with this fucking thing. If they claim it's from the mind of Clive Barker, it's a lie. It's not even from my butt.
I saw that. Yeah. That was a big thing, too, for a while. Yeah.
They literally made that movie just to keep the rights to his story.
There wasn't any reason for it whatsoever.
Number 7, Richard Matheson was apparently not impressed with any of the film book I Am Legend. After reading the script for Tinseltown's third go at adapting the novel, he told one interviewer, I don't know why Hollywood was fascinated by my book when they never cared to film it as I wrote it.
That is true, actually.
Okay, I've never seen the Vincent Price version, but I really did like the Charlton Heston one.
I liked the Charlton Heston one.
The Will Smith one had some problems, but mainly that they ditched the ending in favor of the worse one.
They really shouldn't have done that. They really should not have done that.
If you could watch the version with the original ending intact, it's a lot better, but it's still not that good. So
like I'd say, like out of all three, I haven't watched the original either, but out of all three, I would say the Heston version is probably the best.
All right. You knew Anne Rice had to come up sooner or later, right?
Oh God, Anne Rice. She's a fucking crazy ass person, let me tell you.
Okay. So she's talking about Queen of the Damned here. Author Anne Rice begged the studio not to make the movie, knowing it wasn't what her fans wanted. She later added that it killed the franchise, wasn't based on her work, and was rushed to meet deadlines.
I mean,
okay, she also declared for something like a decade that Interview with the Vampire was like terrible and awful, and then admitted that she hadn't seen it.
Yeah, I mean, Interview with the Vampire is fucking amazing.
And then when she actually sat and watched Interview with the Vampire, so, why she said it was bad for so long? She just didn't agree with Tom Cruise being in it.
Tom Cruise is really good in that movie, too.
Well, yeah, and then when she watched it, she was like, oh my God, he's perfect as Lestat. I was completely wrong. I was like, well, maybe I watched it to begin with.
I didn't like Lestat in Queen of the Damned. I did not like him at all.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was a bad movie. Number 5, frequent... who cares what this asshole thinks? All right. Frequent Batman writer Frank Miller can't stand any of the live-action Batman movies, not even Christopher Nolan's trilogy. I can't watch a Batman movie. I've seen pieces of them, but I generally think, no, that's not him, and then I walk out of the theater before it's over.
Okay, dude.
Yeah, okay, I've read your Batman comics. That's not him.
Right. And dude, I'm gonna tell you right now, Mr. Frank Miller, okay?
Douchebag.
Dark Knight destroys anything you've got in that filthy little brain of yours, okay? All right.
He is a disgusting person. I really don't like Frank Miller, which is a shame because but I don't like Frank Miller. Yeah,
no. I give me Dark Knight. Give me Dark Knight Rising.
Wait,
give me
by the way, I have to bring this up because it's slightly related to this. This morning, I saw screenshots from the Watchmen TV show that HBO is doing.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah.
It's a no from me, dog.
Oh, no, is it that bad, really?
There are only 2 characters from the book
they
showed. Rorschach and Ozymandias. Ozymandias is just some old guy. And Rorschach looks like a melted Muppet.
Oh, no.
Like, he doesn't have the hat. The mask looks all fucked up.
Oh.
And then there's all these characters that I've never heard of, and I'm the huge Watchmen fan. I have 2 copies of the book. And it's a no. Like, I'm sorry. I love Zack Snyder's movie. And I think that people are going to appreciate it more now because they're going to say, hey, maybe it not being completely perfect is okay when there's this trash.
Oh, wow. That's not
honest.
good.
And the reason I bring it up is because based on the look of it, it looks like Frank Miller's Watchmen.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
That's what it looks like. Yeah. Okay. Number 4, David Selznick, who produced A Farewell to Arms, told Hemingway he'd pay him $50,000 from the profits. Hemingway answered that if the movie somehow made $50,000, Selznick should have it changed to nickels and then shove it up his ass until it comes out of his ears.
Oof.
That sounds like Ernest Hemingway to me.
That sounds like Ernest Hemingway, yeah.
It's great.
That is, I would give him a high five if I could.
Number 3, this is the one you were talking about, Michael Ende. Called the movie adaptation revolting and demanding his name be excluded from the credits.
Yep.
To quote, the makers of the film simply did not understand the book at all. Look, I can't judge on that one because I've never read the book, but I fucking love the movie. And by the way, okay, that movie also traumatized me as a kid. And it's interesting because everybody, like, whenever I say that Neverending Story scared the crap out of me as a kid, everybody thinks of the wrong scene.
Okay, so what was your scene? I'll tell you my scene. What was your scene?
That shit with the statues, dude.
The one with the laser beams coming out of their eyeballs there. Yeah.
That gave me such anxiety when I was a kid.
Really? Oh, wow.
That fucked me up. And I know I'm not the only one on that. Everybody thinks it was something else, but it was that.
For me, it was when actually a couple of scenes fucked me up in that movie. But the one that really fucked me up was when that wolf there, that wolf thingy of the nothingness there.
Yeah.
When the wolf came out, was in its cave and it was talking to Atreyu, and then like the lightning hit, and then you could see it, like it was just the way it hit me.
Yeah, no,
it was like no.
I thought that was cool. Everybody goes, "Oh, it was when the horse died." I'm like, no, that was just sad.
Oh, no, I was very sad about that, of course. But
the horse dying was sad, but like, and basically because it was too sad to live, that was crazy because that was what the swamp did, right?
Yeah.
But then no, the statue thing fucked me up, man.
You know what also fucked me up actually, real quick, was the big turtle.
Big turtle.
The big huge turtle thing. Morla.
Was that the Rock dude?
No, Morla. It was a big ass freaking gigantic.
You gotta remember. I probably haven't seen this. I'm not remembering that turtle.
Oh, he talked really low and slowly, and it just he freaks me the hell. Just even thinking about him freaks me the hell out. Ugh. God.
Okay, listen to this one. This is number 2. Allee Willis, the co-writer of Earth, Wind and Fire's classic song September, was underwhelmed by Taylor Swift's version. Willis described Swift's rendition as lethargic as a drunk turtle dozing under a sunflower after ingesting a bottle of Valium, with all the build of a one-story motel.
Tell us how you really feel.
She took a long time to come up with that particular quip, I bet.
Oh my god.
I don't really give a fuck about Taylor Swift one way or another, and
I don't care either way.
This cover song, but that's kind of... It reminds me of something that Ted Nugent said once about Pantera's cover of Cat Scratch Fever.
Oh.
And he called it the most Caucasian thing he's ever heard. And I'm like, no, Ted Nugent is the most Caucasian thing
you've ever heard.
And I don't mean his songs, I mean just him. Like, he's the last person to be using Caucasian as an insult. That's so stupid. And I like Pantera's cover.
That's not too bad. Yeah.
No, they did a better cover of Planet Caravan. That was really good.
Yes.
All right, and finally, and this is actually appropriate, because I've heard this as well. Number 1, Rick Riordan instructed teachers not to show the Percy Jackson movies in class. In 2016, the author of the Percy Jackson and the Olympians book series wrote a letter on his website saying, "No group of students deserves to be subjected to that sort of mind-numbing punishment. The movie's educational value is exactly 0. Riordan added that he'd rather have his teeth pulled with no anesthesia than watch these films.
Ouch. And Rissa likes those movies too.
Well, I had a friend who she was really very much into the book. She read them just like all at once and just loved it, right?
Yeah.
And then it was like right before the first movie, went to see it, came home, and she called me and she was like, "It was fucking dreadful."
It was fucking dreadful.
she was so upset. It was unbelievable.
Hey, Rissa, did you ever read the books, Percy Jackson books? No. So she went into it blind. So
yeah, well, that's different. Yeah. All right. Out of how many was there? 23, I think. Let me look here. There was 23. I'm gonna give it 20.
I'm gonna say.
I think P.L. Travers definitely should have made this list.
I'm actually gonna say 22.
Okay, there you go. I think the lack of Mary Poppins is disturbing.
Yeah, because they made a whole movie out of the whole thing about that.
Yeah, but you know what? That movie did not go into the real conflict on that and made it seem like she was okay with it at the end.
Yeah, well, she wasn't. Yeah,
she wasn't. She was in tears when she saw the movie. Okay, number 8. Number 8. Listen to me. Okay, so here's the next list: 18 unexpected and real quotes from famous figures. So I guess then, just somebody famous saying something that you wouldn't expect to come out of their mouth.
Which means that we're going to see something from you, from Peyton.
Well, we're not celebrities, so.
Come on, you're celebrities in my head. So
Well, what would be something that I have said that you expect me to?
I would take something from that fighting game video that you did once upon a time.
Oh, a Weapon Lord?
Weapon Lord, yes.
Yeah, but that's all stuff you would... I was just doing like Metal Ox.
That was amazing, though. The way you said it, I would quote that. That's what I would quote.
Okay, number 18.
Or Dear Langrisser.
Yeah, this is Paul McCartney. Somebody said to me, Dear Langrisser, yes. Okay, so this is Paul McCartney. Somebody said to me, but the Beatles were anti-materialistic. That's a huge myth. John and I literally used to sit down and say, now let's ride a swimming pool.
Swimming pool is
I believe it. I believe it. I remember hearing this Beatles message. It was and it was like something like, we know you've been enjoying our songs because we get lots of money. Okay, number 17. This is from Adam. Be very careful about your cape. Don't use it for sexual hijinks. It can get ugly. Trust me. Also, be careful when flushing. No, I can fully imagine Adam West saying that. That's not surprising at all.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that.
No. I believe that. Dude was a G. Number 16. This is from Jessica Biel. She said, as a child, I dragged a dead squirrel on a skateboard, cut it open, and tried to look at its brain.
Ew.
Really, Jessica? Damn.
That's some hardcore shit right there, girl. Yeah.
Damn. Troubled child, I think.
Okay.
Number 15, this is from Jacques Cousteau.
Jacques Cousteau.
He says, in order to stabilize the world population, we must eliminate 350,000 people per day. It is a horrible thing to say, but it is just as bad to not say it. Damn, Jacques, you a fucked up bitch.
Damn.
What an asshole.
That's some ass. That's like Richter scale 11 for asshole right there.
Yeah. Okay. Andrew Jackson. Honestly, I don't know if this is going to shock me because this guy was a maniac, but let's see what he has to say. Do they think that I am such a damned fool as to think myself fit for president of the United States? No, sir, I know what I am fit for. I can command a body of men in a rough way, but I am not fit to be president.
Yeah.
I agree, Andrew, you were not fit to be president.
Yeah, I still don't know how the hell that happened, but you know.
I don't understand how he's on the $20 bill still. Number 13. This is from Karl Marx.
Oh, God.
All I know is that I am not a Marxist.
Okay.
Is that a joke? Is he trying to be funny? Like, I don't get it.
I can't even with words at this point. Yeah.
Well, maybe it's like one of those things where like Jesus.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Number 12. This is from Walt Disney.
He's another crazy ass right there.
I like Walt, but this is just such a stupid thing that he said. I love Mickey Mouse more than any woman I have ever.
Why is that something that I could see him saying?
Yeah, maybe Walt wasn't into women. I mean...
Oh, well...
I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That's perfectly fine, but maybe that's the case.
Oh, well...
Look, I mean, Mickey Mouse isn't even your best character. I mean...
How old is Mickey Mouse now? 90-something?
Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
No, got to be older than that.
I think it's like 96, I think.
No, it's got to be like nearing 100 because when did Steamboat Willie come out? Find out.
That's a good idea. Try to find out.
1928. So yeah, you're pretty 90 exactly 90. No, I'm sorry, 91.
91.
Yeah. Okay, this is from well, I've heard these. There's 3 quotes from Winston Churchill here, and they're awful because he was awful. So the first one is, I do not admit that a great wrong has been done to the Red Indians of America or the black people of Australia by the fact that a stronger race, a higher grade race, has come in and taken its place.
Oh.
The second one is, this movement among the Jews new. This worldwide conspiracy for the overthrow of civilization and for the reconstruction of society on the basis of arrested development of envious malevolence and impossible equality has been steadily growing. It has been the mainspring of every subversive movement during the 19th century.
Oh, God. That's...
And to think he fought the Nazis.
Right?
And that's only because they weren't English. That's what people don't get. And his last quote, and this is possibly the worst one, I do not understand the squeamishness about the use of gas. I am strongly in favor of using poisonous gas against uncivilized tribes.
Oh, that's fucking great. That's...
Yeah. None of it surprises me. I've heard all of these. I've always thought Winston Churchill's just a jackass. Just a racist asshole. All right, moving on.
Uh-oh.
This one's James Joyce. This doesn't surprise me because I actually did a spoken word thing of this, and I put it in a Zombie Sneak Attack song.
Oh, did you?
Yes. You know who James Joyce is, of course.
Yes, of course.
You had an ass full of farts that night, darling, and I fucked them out of you. Big fat fellows, long windy ones, quick little merry cracks, and a lot of tiny little naughty farties ending in a long gush from your hole.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
That was a love letter he sent to his wife. We're all filthy like that.
I'm not surprised.
And he had a huge fart fetish.
Oh.
So yeah, I did like this like old like Masterpiece Theater voice, and I read out like one of his letters and I put it in a Zombie Sneak Attack song.
Of course you would.
Yeah. Okay, number 9. I was actually just Presley. It's all a big hoax, honey. I never wrote a song in my life. I get 1/3 of the credit for recording it. It makes me look smarter than I am. I've never even had an idea for a song. Just one, maybe.
Wow.
It's true. He didn't write shit. He just sang.
He
did it well. He sang, he danced, but yeah, he did not write anything.
Actually, who did write it? That is a good question. Like, who wrote his shit?
Oh, whoa. Okay, Gibbs, you don't know either. Okay, number 8. This is...
Hi, Gibbs.
Gibbs, please. He can't hear you. This is... Okay, now you're just interrupting me. Come here. Come.
Gibbs is on something right now.
No, now he's got his brother barking, and they feed off each other. Come here, buddy. Okay, so this is from Angus Young. I love this one. I've heard this one, though. You hear Gunny? No, that's Gunny. That's not Gibbs. I'm holding Gibbs, and he's fine. I'm sick to death of people saying we've made 11 albums that sound exactly... We've made 12 albums that sound exactly the same.
Okay.
Well, it's like, when you get an AC/DC record, you know exactly what...
Of course.
This is one from Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, goddess.
I'm going to do the voice. This one, I've heard this. It's crazy. The greatest feeling you can get in a gym, satisfying to pump. It feels fantastic. It's as satisfying to me as coming is, as in having sex with a woman and coming. So can you believe how much I'm in heaven? I'm like getting the feeling of coming in the gym. I'm getting the feeling of coming at home. I'm getting the feeling of coming backstage. When I pump up, when I pulse out in front of 5,000 people, I get the same feeling. So I'm coming day and night. It's terrific, right? So I'm in heaven.
Oh my God.
Look, dude, I mean, I can't imagine that you're so into weightlifting that every time you lift a weight, it's like an orgasm. That's ridiculous.
Well, maybe he is like that. I mean,
well, he has a sick sense of humor. I remember hearing this, it was from met a celebrity and they said something weird kind of thing. And this guy wound up golfing with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And he says to me, so when was your first blowjob? Like, he doesn't know this guy. He just comes out with, when was your first blowjob, right?
When was your first blowjob?
And the guy's like, I was 16. How did it taste?
Oh. Is he really like that?
And then he smiles, and it's like, that's his humor, yeah.
He's one sick motherfucker, let me tell you.
I like Arnold, but he is a weirdo. All right, number 6. This is from David Duchovny. Wow, this is not what I expected from David Duchovny. Here's the quote: I poop in the backyard. I wear disposable diapers. Why, David? Why?
What? Why would you even utter those words?
Why, David? Why?
Why, David?
All right, this is from George Lucas.
Oh, another crazy asshole there.
You're going to love this one. This is ironic as fuck. People who alter or destroy works of art and our cultural heritage for profit or as an exercise of power are barbarians.
Ha!
Ooga
Ha.
booga, George.
Ha ha ha! Ha 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 ha!
God. Thank you, Disney, for saving us from...
Oh,
God.
God, it's help me.
All right. Number 4, this is from Ted Kennedy. And I have to mention that Ted Kennedy, this was at a 1993 Christmas party, and he was wearing a Barney the Dinosaur costume at the time.
Oh, my goddess.
And he said, "They don't call me Tyrannosaurus Sex."
Oh, God.
You know, he probably wore the costume just to say that.
Just to say it.
All right, number 3. This is for Steven Seagal, this douchebag.
Steven Seagal.
People all over the world recognize me as a spiritual leader. No, they don't, Steven. Who does? Like literally, is there one other than
Is there
spiritual
actually
leader?
Is there actually a Seagalite out there? That
Is there one? Just
Is there
one? I would be impressed.
Oh my God.
Amazing. All right. This is from Gandhi.
Oh, Gandhi.
Gandhi's a sick fuck as well.
Yeah, he is.
Like, oh, he's all about peace, and no, he's an old racist.
Mm-hmm.
We believe as much in the purity of race as we think they do. We believe also the white race of South Africa should be the predominating race.
But that's not racist at all, right? No.
Yeah, you know, and he made his 9-year-old daughter's niece sleep with him, so. And finally, you know what? I'm not even going to say who this is. I'm going to tell you the quote, and you tell me who you think it is. Okay? The swine who stole my dog doesn't realize what he did to me.
I realize what he did to me.
Yeah. This person's very upset about having their dog stolen.
Mel Gibson?
You're not that far off. That was Adolf Hitler.
Oh, goddess.
You really weren't that far off, though, were you?
No, not really.
God. Oh, that's great. Okay.
I probably would have preferred if it was Mel Gibson, but yeah.
Out of 18, this was highly entertaining to me. Even though I've heard about half of these before, there were just the ones that I hadn't, like Jacques Cousteau, shocking. Jessica Biel, weird as fuck.
I thought Jessica Biel was crazy as fuck, man.
Like, some of these were really just amazingly nuts. Especially that Hitler one, and the Steven Seagal, and
David Duchovny, oh my God.
And Ted Kennedy, like, wow. Yeah, I think there were more ones that surprised me, even though I've heard half of them. I'm going to give it an 18.
I'm going to give it an 18 as well. I was amused as shit, so yeah.
That is just great. Okay, I have...
I'm calling it best list of the night right there.
Yeah, this is good. 18 amazingly interesting things you probably didn't know.
Well, I like not knowing things that I know. Wait, when I said that wrong. Well, hold on.
Wait,
rewind.
What?
Rewind.
That didn't even scan. All right. Okay, here we go. Number 18. Do you know the song Mana Mana?
Huh?
Mana Mana? You know, from the Muppets?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's actually from a porno.
No, it's not.
Yeah. The song Mana Mana comes from a porno. The ditty was one of many cobbled together for the 1968 Italian documentary Sweden, Heaven and Hell. The track, created to accompany images of scantily clad Swedish women, ended up becoming a minor hit in the States. Jim Henson thought it would be great for one of his skits, giving it puppet immortality.
Phenomena.
Phenomena. Phenomena. Yeah. Uber is congesting traffic in New York. If you want to operate a taxi cab in New York City, you need which is a very expensive medallion. There's a reason for that. The city was limiting the amount of cabs to combat traffic congestion. With Uber and similar apps, congestion has increased by 8%. In New York, that's about 7 bazillion cars. I could have told you that. That's not.
I could have told you that too. Yeah. No.
Number 16, the Faroe Islands started their street view with sheep. Google wasn't in a hurry to send their camera cars to the Faroe Islands, a remote place in the North Atlantic with more sheep than people. So the Faroese strapped a solar-powered camera to the back of a few sheep and started their own sheep view. As a result, Google included the islands in their service.
Now, how many times did you say sheep in that one thing?
Too many. Actually, it was only 3 times, but it just felt like I was saying it a lot.
Yeah.
Sheepy. Number 15, people used to hang in cemeteries. Public parks were so rare in the 19th century, people used to play in other kind of green spaces, that is, cemeteries. It was also a way of keeping close to departed relatives. No one would bat an eye back then at a family having a picnic next to the tombstone of dear Aunt Henrietta. I actually knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They were the closest thing to public parks. So.
Okay.
Number 14, back in the day, if you had sexual performance issues, you could reach out to science, that's in the quotes, for a solution. Radioactivity was the latest health craze in the 1930s, so you could find radioactive substances in pretty much everything, including radium suppositories that promised to give vitalizing aid to weakened organs.
No, it's going to give you cancer.
Yeah, if vitalizing aid, sir, then yes, it will do that.
Ugh.
Number 13, some fish can cause hellish hallucinations. The Salima porgy is a popular seafood in Europe. Not so popular are the vivid pants-shitting hallucinations it can sometimes give you. The fish occasionally turns out to be LSD with fins. There have been reports of people who experience nightmare visions of screaming animals after eating it.
I've heard about some of that shit. I've heard about that.
Never heard that one before, and that is crazy. Number 12, a Moe's Tavern almost opened in Argentina. Two Simpsons fans turned a rundown shop into a replica of Moe's Tavern in a suburb of Buenos Aires, Argentina. It wasn't just for looks. The place was planned to operate as a themed bar. Fox's lawyers came down on the bar at the last minute and prevented it from opening. There's a picture. It really does look like it, too.
Okay.
Number 11, the Viewmaster. You know what a Viewmaster?
I remember those.
It was invented by a Nazi. The classic toy was created by William Gruber, a German amateur photographer who was a registered member of the Nazi Party, but it was also used to fight Nazis. A few years after it came out, the U.S. government purchased thousands of Viewmasters to train pilots in the identification of enemy aircraft.
Well,
That's interesting.
My childhood just kind of went, what?
No. Have you ever heard of a Dr. William Hammond?
No.
He was a respected cardiologist who drove home the value of training doctors through simulations. Simulating was something he certainly knew a lot about because he was not actually a doctor. He was an airline pilot and had no medical training or degrees. He got away with training real doctors for years because he was just good at it.
Wait. Okay. So he wasn't a real doctor.
Not even close, yeah.
But he trained doctors to do doctoring because he was really good at it.
It sounds like he was good at using simulations because he was a pilot.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. Number 9, the creator of Sherlock Holmes solved 2 real crimes. In 1906, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle set out to prove the innocence of George Idalgi, a man convicted for mutilating cattle. Working with Holmesian zeal, Doyle poked a bunch of holes in the police's story, and eventually Idalgi was pardoned. Years later, he proved that a man convicted of murder was also innocent.
Well, damn.
Well, you know, Sherlock Holmes was based on a real guy that I believe was a teacher of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, so that kind of makes sense. A lot of that magic must have rubbed off on.
I guess so.
Number 8, Erwin Schrödinger was an uber creep. Schrödinger of Maybe Alive, Maybe Dead cat fame had several lovers while married, including one house. But he crosses over into the dude what the fuck territory with his petting and cuddling and later sex with a teenage girl he was tutoring, making her pregnant. That's gross.
Gross-ish.
That's gross, yeah. Number 7, the Black Terror was a fearsome and fake warship. In 1863, the Union wanted to recover the grounded USS Indianola, now in Confederate hands. Without readily available ships, they resorted to bullshit. They quickly built a dummy out of logs, barrels, and canvas and sent it drifting down the Mississippi. It worked a tad too well, though, and the Confederates ravaged the Indianola before fleeing.
Well,
so they pulled it like a Trojan horse reverse, I guess.
And I guess it kind of worked a little too well.
Yeah. Number 6, Elizabeth Swanee became an Olympic athlete thanks to a loophole. Swanee can't do any free skiing tricks. She just shows up to events with a few qualified competitors, finishes a boring run, and doesn't get deducted any points for failed tricks that she doesn't even attempt. By doing this consistently, she managed to qualify for the 2018 Winter Olympics representing Hungary. But why?
Yeah, why?
Number 5, for centuries, turning the kitchen spit was the turnspit dog's job. The small, strong-legged pooch was made to run inside a small wooden wheel connected to a chain so as to make sure the meat was evenly cooked Flintstone style. The breed died out around 1900 after the mechanical spit turner was invented.
I used to roast things on the spit. It was fun.
Yeah, but you didn't have a little dog running through a hamster wheel to turn it.
No.
No. Yeah.
No. But I think that'd be kind of funny, though.
Number 4. Ever wondered why the Jetsons lived in those sweet stratospheric houses? The DC Comics reboot has the answer. It's because a meteor collided with the Earth and wrecked the planet. Also, Rosie the robot maid now holds the disembodied consciousness of George Jetson's mother.
Whoa. Back up. My childhood just took a huge hit. So wait, in the Jetsons.
Yeah.
In the reboot, the Jetsons reboot.
Yeah.
The reason why they live up in the sky is because the Earth
it's all fucked up. Yeah.
It's all fucked up because of a meteor.
Yeah.
That's some fucking post-apocalyptic shit right there, man.
Yeah.
That's heavy
not shocking
shit.
at all. But DC Comics has been doing some really weird but really super interesting things with some of these old cartoons that Warner Brothers owns. Like, they did a crossover between Jonah Hex and Yosemite Sam.
How do you do that?
It was bedlam insanity, but it was actually pretty good. And it wasn't for kids either. It was definitely a Jonah Hex comic. Yeah, I'm telling you, they've been doing some really crazy shit. I mean, it started with their Scooby-Doo stuff, and that became like insanely popular. They're kind of like mature Scooby-Doo comics.
Oh yeah, I heard about those. Yeah.
All right, number 3. Joy Milne can smell Parkinson's. Milne, a British nurse, could smell her husband's disease years after he was diagnosed. Her ability has also been tested, and she has a track record of 100%. Knowing that Parkinson's disease has a distinctive odor, scientists are now working on a test to diagnose it in its early stages. Well, what does it smell like?
What? What does it smell like?
Yeah, I'll tell you. Number 2. In the late 70s, Rhode Island saw multiple pushes to reduce the penalties for prostitution, but in the process of rewriting the law, they accidentally deleted the part that said that prostitution was a crime. The loophole was only found in 1998 and then closed in 2000. Wait a minute. So they accidentally hold on. Let me break this down. They accidentally made prostitution legal in the 70s. Nobody figured it out until 1998, and it took them an additional 11 years to close the loophole.
Wow.
Bureaucracy, ladies and gentlemen.
Bureaucracy, red tape at work.
All right. What if Conan the Barbarian was a modern pimp?
Well, that would be freaking crazy as shit, man.
A comic published by Marvel in 1984 answers that question. In this comic, the Cimmerian is thrown into the 20th century and starts a lucrative life of crime. It gets even weirder when he shows up at a lady friend's apartment hoping to impress her with his snazzy fashion choices. Which is his pimp suit.
I can't. No, it hurts my brain.
Okay, well, out of 16, 16.
I'm going to say 14.
Okay, that was a thing. It was something, right?
It was a thing that occurred. Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. Many of those were things that occurred. I want to know what Parkinson's disease smells like. They don't.
What does it smell like?
Is it a good smell? Is it a bad smell?
Well, I would think a disease would probably smell bad, right?
Maybe. I don't know. I've never heard that a disease could have a smell.
This is actually the first kind of conversation I can even think of that I've ever heard put the words smell and disease in the same sentence.
Well, I mean, maybe not, but like I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know what I'm saying.
I think that would fuck you up there, man.
No idea what I'm saying. I have no idea what you're saying. I don't even know what is life.
I'm still kind of going back to the Jetsons thing. I'm like, holy shit, man. I can't get over it. And especially with the consciousness of George's mom residing in the android there in the robot.
That makes a lot of sense when you think about it. I remember an episode of the Jetsons where like there was something about like the robot was old and there was a model and they wouldn't get the new model. They wanted to keep Rosie.
Yeah, it just
kind of makes sense if she's actually George's mom.
But you know, dude, that fucked me up. That seriously fucked me up.
All right, I got one here from a website called Campbell. Shower thoughts are a real mindfuck.
It's not a tumor.
So it's just a bunch of crazy shower thoughts.
Okay.
So, 20 of them. There's the first one. A guy named Weird Al has had a 40-plus year-long career with no allegations of sexual impropriety.
Okay.
Well, that is... No, when you think about it, like, especially with, like, pretty much everybody, all their dirty laundry's coming out.
He's never had anything, huh?
And this dude puts weird... He's a weirdo. He's Weird Al, and nothing has...
Yeah, okay, that's pretty cool.
Caffeine is a very socially accepted drug habit. That's true.
True.
Yeah. $1,000 isn't a lot of money to have, but it's a lot to owe. That is true.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Going to bed 20 minutes early seems pointless, but snoozing your alarm 5 minutes just feels amazing.
Honestly, for me, no. I don't do the snooze.
It doesn't feel amazing because it just goes off right when you're starting to relax.
Yeah, I don't do it. No.
If humans ever have to leave the Earth, there is a good chance the Amish will get left behind.
Well, yeah, because no technology.
It's not that they don't use technology. It's that they don't use anything that connects them to other people. So if we're all like, hey, look, we're leaving. You want to come with us? And they'd be like, nah, we're good.
Just, let that meteor just hit you on the way there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
If you were singing along to a song on the radio, there was a good chance of singing along with thousands of people. Well, actually, in this day and age, there is a good chance that you're singing along with maybe tens of people.
I was going to say, yeah. Yeah.
It's a good thing our pets love us and don't remember the fact that a lot of us stole them away from their families. That's a sick way of thinking about it.
It's sick, but there is truth to that, though.
Maturity isn't about acting like an adult, but knowing when to act like one. Okay. I dig it. Missing the trash man is the adult equivalent of missing the school bus. Okay, it's true, too.
Oh, my goddess. Yeah, and you know what?
You should hear AJ rage if he misses the...
Dude, if I miss that, yeah, it does feel like it. Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Pizza rolls are the baby form of Hot Pockets, which are the teenage form of calzones.
I
am nodding appreciably.
I agree totally.
Yeah.
I do.
It's like an evolution, What? Pizza roll is evolving. Bum, 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 ba, 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 ba. Have
You literally just did the Poca Pizza. Is that what you just... You literally did Poca Pizza.
Oh, God. Hey, by the way, do you know those poke bowls?
Yes.
Apparently they're called poke bowls. And my mom keeps saying Pokeball, and it's fucking me up. And I'm like, that doesn't sound right.
It doesn't sound
And
right.
I even told her, I was like, that sounds like it's from Pokemon.
Well, yeah, so everybody now knows that now there is such a thing as Poca Pizza. So now we have it, okay? And there's actually an evolution of it, too, so there we go.
Tampon commercials create an unrealistic expectation of how much fun it is to be around menstruating women.
Okay, yeah. You know what?
That's kind of fucked up thing to say, though.
That's fucked up, but you know what?
True.
These commercials are fucking horrible.
It's true, but it's fucked up. Number 12, the site of the first moon landing will be an extremely tourist destination site. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Number 13, the Social Network film is about Mark Zuckerberg. I'll try that again. The Social Network film about Mark Zuckerberg is a supervillain origin story. Maybe it is. We'll find out.
Maybe. I don't know.
The two E's in B might actually be silent. Bruh.
Dude.
You're on some bullshit right there.
That's some shit.
That
right
ain't
there.
Even, nah. Wow. We think aliens would abduct us and conduct experiments on us because that's exactly what we would do if we discovered it. Yeah.
Yeah, that is some Earth-centric bias right there. Yeah,
definitely. If you start counting from 0 to either your lips won't touch until you reach 1 million. There's gotta be a sound that makes your lips come together between 0 and 1 million.
What about 7?
7. Yeah, 7. You can't make a V sound.
You can't make a V sound without that. See, and I just thought that off the top of my head.
That's stupid. When you're sick, the advice you get is to literally do drugs. Yeah, that's true.
When you're sick, do drugs. Yeah,
and stay out of school.
Whomever
flew the first hang glider off the cliff must have been really confident in their design.
Whoever flew the first hang glider probably didn't last that long. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, but they must have been very confident.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this one's fucked up. You have never been closer to the. Yes, time marches forward. Thank you, asshole.
Thank you so much.
And finally, your reflection in the mirror is always young. Technically true as well.
Technically true.
Technically true, the way that light works. Also, like, can I just say that your lips would touch when you say the number 1?
1, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
1, 7. How do you make those sounds without touching your lips together?
7. It doesn't sound good, does it?
No. Now it's like an NPC in Pokemon, you know?
You're not wearing shorts. What's wrong with you?
Battle!
Yeah. It's like, you better be ready, bitch. I actually had a dream that took place in the Pokeverse.
I feel bad for you.
No, it was awesome. I was a criminal.
You were a criminal?
I was on one of the criminal teams, you know, like Rocket, Team Aqua, Team Galactic, those fucks. Except I don't know what they were called, but we wore yellow outfits.
Okay.
And I got the idea that we were gonna rob a convenience store. And the other people in the group were like, but the guy in the convenience store, he has really powerful Pokemon. And I was like, yeah, and I have a gun. And so like, I was like, who's with me? And it was just like, I'll come. And so we get on bikes because everybody rides bikes in Pokemon. I don't ride a bike. So this is really weird for me, you know? and we go to this fucking 7-Eleven.
Oh my god.
And we go in there and I just start this is a fucking robbery. I see a fucking Pokeball. I'm gonna start shooting motherfuckers. Get your fucking money out. You know, and I'm like yelling at people. And
Dude!
This girl is like grabbing bags of chips and like soda and all this crap and I'm just yelling at people and they're all like cowering and shit. And
oh my goddess.
There was a bunch more to it, but that was the relevant. We robbed a bank after that.
You robbed a bank?
I robbed a bank. But that time I used the Pokemon.
Oh my god.
He's like, we're waving our guns around, and then I took like a Pokeball out, and like fucking Zapdos comes out, and it's just like lightning hitting everything, and it's like wrecking shit. And like shit's blowing up.
Oh my god.
And I'm just like, this is what it would really be like.
Actually, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like some 12-year-old saving the world. It would really be like what my dream.
I mean, can you imagine Pikachu going, you know, Thunderbolt in the middle, indoors somewhere? Like,
yeah, exactly. I mean, Zapdos isn't a bird. It's huge. It's legendary, you know? Like, yeah, it wouldn't be good. It wouldn't be good for anybody that was there.
They'd be very messy.
Okay.
Yeah.
12, this is from a website called, you might have heard of it, it's called College Humor.
Oh, College Humor. Yeah, I love College Humor.
One of those small sites that nobody's ever been to. 12 idiots who will leave you face palming hard.
Oh, goddess.
All right, hold on. Gibbs, stop pulling on the wire. All right, here we go. Number 1. 1998, Yahoo refuses to buy Google for $1 million. 2002. Yeah. Yahoo realizes its mistake and tries to buy Google for $3 billion. Google says, give us $5 billion. Yahoo says no. 2008, Yahoo refuses to be sold to Microsoft for $40 billion. 2016, Yahoo is sold to Verizon for $4.6 billion.
Yeah.
So they could have been sold for $40 billion, and they're like, we're just going to sweet more than $40 billion, and then it doesn't go so well for them.
What they lose? Something like $30-something billion in that deal there?
$35.4 billion, yeah. Number 2. So this is from Reddit. Shower thought, if this PCs existed, we could literally take them anywhere and use them to be even more productive than having to plug it into a socket all the time. So then a person on Reddit posts the obvious thing that we're all thinking, you mean a laptop?
You think?
And they said, I think I said PC very clearly.
Oh my god. No.
Let me just say to if you ever thinking I thought I was clear, you weren't. Okay?
Oh my god.
You weren't.
Oh my god.
Wireless. What is a wireless PC if not a laptop?
Because apparently a laptop isn't a PC anymore.
Something else, yeah. Number 3, it says, why can't I fast forward Twitch stream?
What? Oh.
Why can't I fast forward Twitch stream? And they actually get an answer from Notch of people.
Oh god.
Who says, because it's streaming live. Why did Notch feel that he had to say that?
I don't know.
Oh, maybe the guy tweeted it at him. I don't know. Number 4. This guy posts on Twitter, Warner Brothers decides the best business plan for DC's future is to make good movies. And then he says, what was the business plan before this?
To make really crappy movies like Batman and Robin.
Oh, I mean, they made Wonder Woman.
Oh yeah, but that's the exception rather than the rule.
Well, the Dark Knight.
Well, the Dark Knight. Okay.
I mean, that whole trilogy.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been lots of great DC movies. You know what's funny is that like Kevin Feige did this interview recently. You know who Kevin Feige is, of course, and he actually just pretty much said there's no rivalry between Marvel and DC when it comes to movies, and he actually says he really liked Aquaman.
Well, I haven't seen Aquaman yet.
So everybody can just kind of shut up about, oh, Marvel's doing better. Nobody just go see whatever movie you want to go see.
Hold on. I'm gonna do something real quick.
Uh-oh.
Ready?
Uh-oh.
Both my ladies. Jason Momoa. Yes. Okay, that's what I thought.
I mean, I'm a heterosexual dude, and I'll tell you he's. I mean, look at the dude. He's like a fucking jumble of muscles. You know, come on now.
Yes.
He gets my grandmother going.
He gets your grandmother.
She was watching some horrible talk show just to see him.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay.
Jason Momoa. I don't know what it is, but this is how you know I'm a lesbian.
Okay. So, this is a text between two people. So somebody posts like their work schedule and says, "Here is the schedule," and the person says, "Hey, I think you got the wrong number." Said, well, then what is your number? Because I have, and they post the number which is redacted, and he says that is my number. Okay, then why did you say I have the wrong number? Because I'm not the person that you're trying to text.
Oh God,
that seems like a very simple concept, doesn't it? Like what?
Wow. You think, but
number 6.
Yeah,
this is a tweet from Nicole Boyce. I was just at an Uber pool with a couple going to their wedding, and they had the audacity to be mad at me for joining the pool. Uber pool on their wedding day.
Oh God.
Okay, first of all, can I just say, don't take an Uber to your own wedding, and secondly, if you're going to take an Uber to your wedding, don't do the Uber pool thing.
That's probably a bad idea.
Like, what are you doing? We're trying to get married. Okay, so this is a comment on a recipe. And
a recipe?
The relevant part of this recipe is 1/4 cup sugar, right?
Okay.
And this person wrote, I was wanting to use up some full cream milk, brought by mistake instead of light milk, came across this recipe. Have just cooked it, and the rice is so beautiful and creamy. I only added 1/3 cup of sugar as my husband doesn't like things too sweet, and it's perfect for us.
What?
Because 3 is a smaller number than 4.
Oh my God.
That means 1/3 is less. Derp.
Fractions.
Number 8. This is a question on some. It says, "Why does my son think he owns his computer? He bought it, but it is in my house. Therefore, it is mine. How can I help him understand this?"
Eminent domain, huh?
Maybe he thinks that because it's true.
If he bought it, it's his.
Yeah, it's a very simple. What the? Okay, number 9. This is a text message between two people. This person says, "A month tomorrow. Hey." He says, "A month lasts 28 to 32 days, including leap days, so I'm technically correct." And this person says, "What the fuck kind of month do you know that lasts 32 days?" And then the guy says, "During a leap year, a month, I forget which, gets one extra day. And if that month happens to normal, one day is added because of the leap year." And then slightly later, they say, "Wait, never mind. Leap year only affects February."
Uh-huh.
I got my nephew good with he likes answering trick questions, right? And I got him with this one. It was, how many months have? Okay, so I gotta say it right. So some months have 31 days, and some months have 30 days. How many months have 28 days? Tanya?
Yeah, I heard you.
You gotta answer it.
Oh, well, February.
Just one? No, all of them.
February.
They all have 28 days.
Well, oh, God, yes.
I told you it was come on, I told you beforehand that it was a trick question.
Oh, God.
Come on. Okay, this is a post on Facebook from some guy named Christian who says, "The guy who scored for Algeria is called Islam Sani. I don't understand why parents have to push their religion onto their children like that." I just want to reiterate, wait, this guy's name is Christian. And he's questioning the person named Islam because their parents push their religion onto him.
Oh, my goddess.
So somebody pointed that out. They said, "You're absolutely right, Christian." He says, "Why did you capitalize my name like that?" "Oh my God, you'd struggle to pour water out of a boot with the instructions on the heel."
Yep.
I like that one.
I like that one. That was good.
I can imagine Chris Collett saying that, "Oh boy, you struggle to pour water out of a boot with the instructions on the heel." We were on voice chat earlier, just a bunch of us, and Chris kept getting into like some argument with his brother or something, and he kept muting his mic, but at one point he forgot to, and we just hear him in the background yelling, and he's yelling in this ridiculous hillbilly voice of his. And we're all sitting there giggling. Like, I even called AJ, like, "Dude, you got to get in here. Chris is having a meltdown in the background," and we're all just going crazy. And you just hear him go, "Boy, I tell you why, you going to catch right move. See what's up," you know? And we're just like, "Oh my God." And then he got back and we started making fun of him. And I'm like, "Boy, Jimmy Ray, let me tell you, I'm steamed."
Oh, my word.
He was like putting on a show. It was amazing. All right. This is a screenshot from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And here's the question. Equal to roughly 746 watts, what animal-based unit is used to measure the rate at which work is done? And the options are horsepower, donkey strength, llama thrust, or zebra force.
Dude, even though the answer is obvious, I love Donkey Strain. That's pretty cool.
Dude,
you know?
Zebra Force sounds like a comic book.
Zebra Force.
Yeah. The Zebra Force! Okay, the guy asked the audience. Because the audience poll thing is on the screen.
Oh my God.
Now, if you think he's an idiot, let me tell you that only 71% of the...
Wait, what?
Either that or the other ones are just fucking with him.
71%? That's...
Yeah, 71%.
It should be 100.
And this last one's a post on Facebook. Does anyone know what pill this is? Pink rectangular tablet with the ID Z3D on it. Google doesn't show any results. I found it in my son's room and I'm very concerned.
Oh, God.
Can you guess what a Z3D is?
A Z3D?
Yeah. Capital Z, 3, lowercase d. What's that? Not a pill. A pink pill. You can't find it on Google. You want me to just tell you because you're not?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay. If you pop that pill upside down, you might see that it says Pez.
Oh God. Are you serious? Are you serious?
Pez. Pez. I'm very serious. Out of 12, what say you to these kids who will leave? Did you face palm at any point during this?
I did.
Then that's a 12, right?
That's a 12.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. That is a totes 12. All right, I think we can do one more. What do you think?
If it's small, yeah.
Well, they're all pretty small. I don't have like huge ones. Okay. God, I got some good ones here. How about 20 wild facts to mess with your brain?
Okay.
All right. The phone number given to Matt Damon by Emily Blunt in the movie The Adjustment Bureau is owned by Universal Studios and has appeared in other films distributed by the company, such as Definitely Maybe, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, in an effort to avoid the much overused 555 prefix. If called, it will ring indefinitely. That's disappointing. You think they'd have like a machine to answer? Hey, you called the fucking number. Right?
Right?
Oh, by the way, that reminds me, in Jesse's Discord server, somebody said something that it was one of Jesse's friends. I don't know the guy, but he said something that a little off to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was a D-pad Danny said, look at how much time of my day was spent on a single call. And he posted a screenshot that says, that there was a 5-hour phone call. And I said to him, there's 1-900 number for a while, and Debbie from does not look like what she says she does. And then Jesse says, and you're gonna love this, I remember seeing a 1-900 ad where you could talk to Freddy Krueger. Imagine what he'd say.
Wow.
That's amazing. Can you imagine? Like, what are you wearing, bitch? All right. Okay. In 1941, Nazis invaded the Soviet Union when Zinaida Portnova was a 15-year-old girl away at Soviet summer camp and couldn't reach her home in Leningrad. She joined the Belarus underground as a part of a unit nicknamed the Young Avengers. When she turned 17, she was promoted to scout, responsible for venturing out into the field to look for possible targets. She was finally caught one day and taken by Gestapo for questioning. While in questioning, she took an officer's pistol from the table next to her, killed the interrogator and 2 armed soldiers, and escaped. Though she was captured again and executed a year later, she was made a hero of the Soviet Union. Man, don't fuck with this girl. She's a badass.
Damn.
She ain't playing around.
That's like Lucy levels right there.
Yeah, right? Or what was that? Atomic Blonde?
Atomic Blonde.
Yeah.
Yep.
Neil deGrasse Tyson has declined every interview premise. That then becomes the point of people's understanding of me rather than the astrophysics, so it's a failed educational step for that to be the case. It's fair enough.
Fair enough.
It's like I mean, honestly, like he just wants to talk planets and shit. He doesn't want to be like, so you're black, right? Like, yeah, he knows he's black. You don't need to bring it up. Tom Hanks is an avid supporter of NASA's manned space programs and originally wanted to be an astronaut, but he didn't have the math. He was awarded the Douglas S. Murrow Public Outreach Award in 2006 for his contributions to raising public awareness of space programs.
That's cool.
I had no idea.
That's pretty cool.
Stephen King has made large charitable donations without announcing them because he firmly to believe that if you give away money and you make a big deal of it so that everyone sees it, that's hubris. You're not supposed to make a big deal about it.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I agree. I mean, like, you don't, I mean, like, you know,
I mean, like,
if I had a ton of money,
who are like, yeah, people are like, oh, I've donated so much. Eve, how much money? All right. If you are a 7+ foot tall American male between the ages of 20 and 40, there is a 7% chance you currently play for the NBA. Well, that's probably because there's not that many people that tall. I mean,
I was gonna say it's probably like like 10% of people that are like 7 feet, or you know.
After being heckled by a state assemblyman at an event, then Governor Schwarzenegger the state senator's bills with the words "fuck you" written down the side of his veto explanation.
Fuck.
I told you I like him. He's a damn weirdo, but I like him.
Fuck you.
According to Robert Downey Jr., they wanted Bill Murray to consider a role in Iron Man, but nobody could find him. We could have had a Bill Murray cameo in the.
We should have had a Bill Murray cameo.
Just have him, like, don't even have him playing. Just have him playing come in and like, hey, it's Tony. How's it going? Hey, Bill, how's it going? And that's all you need.
Yep. Yep.
Rod Serling, creator of The Twilight Zone, was so talkative that on a 2-hour car ride, the rest of his family remained silent to see if Rod would notice their lack of participation. He did not, and kept talking nonstop through the entire car ride.
Oh my
Look,
God.
I don't know. I would want to listen to Rod Serling talk.
Well, that's an interesting mind right there. So
Yeah, I mean, the guy had a lot of things in his head. While filming their love scene in the movie Day in Cuba, Halle Berry choked on a fig, requiring Pierce Brosnan to perform the Heimlich maneuver. Well, damn.
Okay. Thank you, Pierce.
That's crazy. A man trapped in a coma for 12 years was aware of everything. His hatred of Barney reruns constantly playing helped him to regain control of his mind.
Barney reruns?
That is a form of torture, I mean.
That's nightmarish. Yeah. Oh my God.
They don't call me Tyrannosaurus Rex. Researcher Peter Gibson at Monash University in Australia, who found evidence of non-celiac disease gluten sensitivity, recently published follow-up papers that showed it doesn't exist.
You don't exist.
It's true. Non-gluten diets are for people with celiac. If you don't have celiac, eat gluten, you dumb bitch.
I eat gluten. It's good stuff.
I love bread. Bread is amazing. If you eat bread, there's a problem.
Pizza, baby. Pizza.
Actors who play James Bond give away their rights to wear a tuxedo in any other film. This rule was circumvented by Pierce Brosnan in the Thomas Crown Affair by wearing an unbuttoned shirt and a white bow tie, which wasn't tied around his neck. That's crazy.
That's a thing.
I didn't know that was a thing. Abraham Lincoln's speech in Bloomington, Illinois was so captivating it caused every single present to forget to take notes. There is no copy of the speech in existence, and we can only guess at its content. The speech is known as Abraham Lincoln's Lost Speech.
I didn't even know that thing even existed.
Well, it's lost, so I guess it doesn't exist.
Yeah, but how did they know that it even existed in the first place? Just by
probably people who were saying, "Oh, the speech what was it about?" Oh, I don't know. It'll probably be in the paper. Well, you know. In 1944, when Dirk Vlug and his men were manning a roadblock, they encountered Japanese tanks. Vlug scooped up his rocket launcher, dashed into open, and amidst machine gunfire, blew up his first tank. When occupants of a second tank opened the hatch to dismount to attack him, Vlug drew his pistol and shot the first guy, loaded up and blew the second tank, and then a third one, a fourth one, and finally a fifth one, back to back without missing a single shot. 360 no scope, bitches.
Headshot.
You just got pwned. On their last world tour, guitarist of AC/DC Malcolm from the early stages of dementia. And he still did it. What a trooper.
Apparently.
Wow. That's amazing. When Julius Caesar discovered giraffes, he named them camel leopards, since they reminded him both of camels and leopards.
You
do you, Julius.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, and this last one I actually know about. Have you ever heard of the fajita effect?
No.
Listen to this, and when I say this, you're going to be like, "Oh, yes, that is a." Due to the fajita effect, when the first order of fajitas comes in, cooks at Chili's begin prepping for the several orders that always come soon after. Hearing and smelling the first dish causes a chain reaction that makes the whole dining room want the dish.
Yes, true.
I don't like Chili's because I think their food is very bland, but there's a lot of restaurants like that where you'll see a waitress bringing a hot plate of fajitas and you hear the sizzle and you smell that amazing smell and you're like, shit, I should have gotten those motherfuckers.
And then everybody wants the fajitas.
Sorry, bring me some fucking fajitas, bitch. All right, out of 18, actually, why did I say 20? Did it say that there was 20? Yeah, the thing said there was 20, but there was only 18.
Okay.
Thanks, Daisy, who posted this. So out of 18, what do you say, Tanya?
I'm gonna say 16.
Cool. I'm gonna agree. And that's gonna be it for the show, you guys. Join us later in which will actually star Payton. And then next month, I might need you again next month, Tanya.
Well, I'll definitely try.
Because Jesse will be available, but I'm not sure that Peyton will be next month.
Well, I'll definitely try. I'll give it my the 1-2 punch of doom.
Well, you know, Peyton said that he might be just vanishing for February. So,
well, if he vanishes and if I vanish,
he said he might vanish.
Then we all have to vanish.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, well, we'll see you guys next time.
Have a good one.